Hi, BrenTech here, where tech is made simple. So, Microsoft is also busy finalizing the next optional bug fix C-release update for Windows 11 version 23H2, which is undergoing its final testing in the release preview channel. And the next optional update is KB5046732, and if you do decide to install the update, 23H2's build will be bumped up to 22631.4534 or somewhere in that point release vicinity. And because the update was made available late yesterday in my region on the 14th, I would suggest that the update will become generally available in this last week of November, possibly starting the 26th. Now, this is quite a major update, and there's a lot going on. We have a bunch of new features. So I'm going to try and get through this as quickly as possible, and then we also have a couple of bug fixes that are important enough just to mention. Now, first of all, I'm starting on a gradual rollout, and there's quite a lot that's rolling out gradually. So when this update does become available in the next week or two, you may see some of these new features and fixes, you may not. So always just keep that in mind. Now, first of all, starting with a gradual rollout, the start menu, there's a new feature. So when you right-click apps that you have pinned to the start menu, jump lists will appear for apps that have jump lists. So as an example, we've got the Microsoft Store on the taskbar just to demonstrate. If I right-click that, we get our jump lists. These are the jump lists, okay? Now currently in the stable version of Windows 11, if we right-click the same Microsoft Store app that's pinned, we don't get the jump lists. We only get some options. So that's going to be rolling out to 23H2. And the next new feature is for the taskbar, where the system tray will show a shortened date and time. Also, the notification bell icon might not show if you have set the toggle for Do Not Disturb to on, which I currently have, Do Not Disturb, so that may not show. And if the bell icon does not show, click the date and time to view your messages in the notification center. So I actually think that's nice because there will be some options to configure that, but just telling you that is a new feature. Now, if you are using a touchscreen, there's also a new feature where the update adds a new section for touchscreen edge gestures, which you can configure in the settings. So there you can choose if you would like to turn off the the left or right screen edge touch gesture. So new touchscreen feature. And then for the mouse, we also get a new feature. And for this, we're just going to head over to our settings because this has already rolled out to Windows 11 24H2. So we head to Bluetooth and devices, click on mouse, and the update adds the option to turn off enhanced mouse pointer precision, which will be on this page as mentioned. And there's also an option there's a new option to change the direction in which the mouse scrolls. So you can down motion scrolls up, down motion scrolls down. So that's already rolled out, as you can see, to 24H2, also now coming to 23H2. And then moving on now to the Task Manager, which gets two new features. Where, as an example, if we head to Users, this hasn't rolled out to 24H2 yet, but it is on its way. The disconnect and log off dialogues now support dark mode and text scaling. So here you can still see that in stable, it's still the light theme, even if you've set Task Manager to dark. So I think that's a nice UI improvement. And if we head to performance and our disk, the performance section now shows the type for each disk. So as an example, if you have an SSD, you may see NVMe as an example next to that, and that should have rolled out to 24H2 but still hasn't made its way, but that's coming to 23H2 possibly with the next optional update. Just going to mention the next new feature. It's for the input method editor, IME. So after you install the update, the IME toolbar will hide when apps are in full screen mode. Now just take note, this only occurs when the IME toolbar is active and you type Chinese or Japanese characters. So I think that's going to be limited to 1 or 2 regions. And then for File Explorer, we get a new feature which has already rolled out in 24H2 to some degree or the other. And it's linking your Android device to File Explorer, where you can now share content to an Android device from the context menu in File Explorer. and on the desktop. And to use this feature, you must install and configure Phone Link on your PC. So that's already rolled out to some extent or the other in 24H2. And just to mention the next one, there's a new feature for R filters, where Windows Search runs R filters in less privileged app containers. So all you need to know about this is that it reduces the potential damage that a compromised process can cause. It's a bit of a mouthful, but nonetheless, that's listed as a new feature. And then dynamic lighting settings page has also received 2 new features. And for dynamic lighting, we head over to our personalization page, and that would be dynamic lighting. Now, this is a feature I don't use because I don't have the necessary hardware, but if you do, its page will now show a placeholder message when there is no compatible device attached to your computer. Also, the brightness and effects controls will be off. And then the second new feature for dynamic lighting is the update adds the forward, backward, outward, and inward direction options to the wave effect if you are using the feature, and the gradient effect now has the forward direction option. So quite a lot going on with dynamic lighting. And then we get a new feature for narrator. Now, narrator is an accessibility feature, as you may well know. And if you are using the feature, apparently now skip past links N allows you to navigate to the text after a link. And jump to lists L allows you to quickly access a list on a web page or a document. So that's the new features. And then speech in Windows also has a new feature where Microsoft say they have improved the speech to text and text to speech experience on Windows. Users of narrator, voice access, live captions, live translations, and voice typing might see a message asking them to update their language files manually. The language files will be released separately through Microsoft Store. So quite a bit going on with narrator and speech to text and text to speech. And then just to mention the next one, the settings, there's also another new feature where tailored experiences is now personalized offers in the out-of-box OOB experience. And those are the new features that are gradually rolling out. So as mentioned, quite a lot going on. But we get some important fixes that are rolling out for the taskbar and the file explorer. And just to mention these quickly, when you choose automatically hide the taskbar, the search box shows as an icon, not as a search box. That's been fixed. Now just to demonstrate, if I just right click here quickly, it's the easiest. And if I currently in the stable automatically hide the taskbar, you can see my search box is now showing as a search icon or the magnifying glass. So that's what Microsoft say is changing. So in the future, if you automatically hide the taskbar, even when it's hidden, the search box will still be there. And I actually think that's a nice move. And that's for the taskbar. And then for the file explorer, there are 2 fixes rolling out, which are quite important, where there might not be more space than you expect between the items listed in the left pane. That's been fixed. And they also fixed the search box could be cut off when the File Explorer window is small. So there we go. I'm still waiting for them to fix this one where the See More menu goes up and is cut off if you're in full screen. But nonetheless, those are 2 fixes come into 23H2, because I think that bug with the menu going up is only for 24H2. Those are 2 fixes for 23H2 come into the File Explorer. And there's also a new feature for jump lists. So this is another new feature. So if you hold Shift and Control and click a jump list item, this opens the item as admin, and that's been in the Insider program for quite some time and is now making its way into 23H2 in the next update. Now, those are the gradual rollout features and fixes and so on. And then for a normal rollout, if you want to stick around, just going to go through these quickly. We get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fixes. I'm just going to mention 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a fix for motherboard replacement. Windows did not activate after you replaced a motherboard. There's a fix for RPP printer. Windows stops responding when you use an RPP USB printer. There's a fix for Bluetooth LE audio, where some devices like hearing aids do not stream Bluetooth audio. And there's a fix for mouse and game bar, where your mouse might unlock from the game window. This occurs when you have multiple monitors and open and close the game bar. So there we have it, guys. That's give or take more or less what to expect in our next optional bug fix C-release update for Windows 11 23H2 rolling out over the next couple of days. And as mentioned, quite a lot going on and quite a lot that could be made available. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.